They have seen the power of hope.
Abigail was released on the 51st day of being a hostage.
They have seen nightmares come true.
My sister, Judy Weinstein Chagi, my amazing sister, and her beloved husband, Gadi Chagi, were out for their early morning walk on October 7th and were the first victims of this terror when they were murdered by Hamas, ISIS terrorists on motorcycles. They were shot and murdered. We learned that news about 76 days after that event.
Well, for 5 months, my American born and raised cousin Ruby and his lovely wife Hagit believed that their son, 19-year-old Itai, was alive. They got the bad news, the unimaginable news, about 3 weeks ago, that he was actually amongst those who were murdered on October 7th.
For some of these American families, the fates of their kidnapped loved ones are still unknown, and they're desperate for them to come home.
It's hard for anyone to step into your shoes and to imagine what it's been like. How do you put one foot in front of the other?
Like, I live my life in agony, in sadness, like I'm worried sick for my boy. Like every minute of the day, every second of the day, I don't have nights, I don't have anything, like, but I need to continue with what we are doing, like to put it
out there.
Out there, exactly.
Freed hostages have told horrific stories of violence and sexual abuse at the hands of Hamas.
I want to ask you about some of the reports we've heard from hostages who have been freed about their treatment in captivity. For those of you who still have missing loved ones, is that something you need to hear or something you'd rather not hear about?
It's very difficult.
I don't like to hear about it.
My Aunt Aviva and Uncle Keith Siegel were both taken together, and Aviva was released on day 51, the same day that Abigail was released, and she's home, and we're just, I don't even know how to express the amazing feeling, yet at the same time, Keith is there. She knows exactly what Keith and all of the hostages are going through every single day, and I just want to underline the urgency. The opportunity for a deal is not going to get any better than it is today. And I think that's why we're all here today, the urgency and hearing Aviva's stories. It's horrific, all the testimonies. My heart just breaks. These are living, breathing human beings.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, he needs to be that brave leader. He needs to be that powerful, strong leader. And he needs to make it clear. He's been talking for many months about how important hostage release is. We don't have any more time for talking.
I asked about 4-year-old Abigail.
How is her emotional healing progressing? What can you share with us?
She's a beautiful child who, before the terrorist attack on October 7th, was running around barefoot and playing and dancing to Beyonce's videos and just this beautiful life. She is able to do those things again. So on a day-to-day level, she is loved by family and she is doing wonderfully. But we all know that there is effects of seeing your parents murdered.
Earlier in the crisis, the group met with President Biden at the White House.
Do you feel the Biden administration still puts you and your loved ones as a priority?
We feel that we get attention and support from the Biden administration. But at the end of the day, we need our loved one back. They need to pull every lever, and it hasn't been done, or else we would have had our dear ones back home.
Are you still talking to the administration?
Yeah,
Are you hearing?
Yes. Absolutely. Sure. I mean, we have an extraordinary amount of access, and they're incredibly transparent and available.
Are the Israeli army actions in Gaza right now complicating any effort to get your loved ones?
Lester, the pressure on Israel to stop the fight and provide ceasefire and humanitarian support to Gaza is obviously increasing. Yet Hamas, ISIS can stop everything by releasing the hostages and putting down the weapons.
there's a surplus of suffering going around, and horrible mistakes are happening. The tragic, horrifying mistake of those 7 aid workers getting killed. It's a straw that's breaking the camel's back.
What happens when you begin to lose sympathy? Do any of you feel that is occurring?
It's a struggle, Lester. But we need to recognize that that chain reaction that brings us, unfortunately, back to you after many months was unleashed on October 7th by Hamas in an unprovoked, savage massacre of civilian communities.
Look at Gaza. How can you not look at that and not feel unbelievable sympathy, right, for the suffering that's going on there? And here we are with our innocent loved ones, hostages for 181 days, hidden in tunnels. They kind of disappear in this horror that's going on. And there's no question that it feels like the world is moving on.
If you look at the Gaza border, which is where my son was abducted from, he's 2-3 miles away. They're so close and yet so far, and yet Hamas is still holding on to them.
But what keeps them going?
That's one line that we say every single day in our house, and someone gave it to us in a sticker because we say it so much. Hope is mandatory.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.